know that in case of an attack on Iran, the occupied lands Israel as well as U.S. military bases in the region will be our legitimate targets.
On January 11, a former chief of the Israeli Navy publicly revealed how the ongoing political turmoil and violent protests inside Iran could have far-reaching military consequences for the entire region. Eliezer Marom, the former Navy commander, stated that the unrest across Iran may severely undermine Tehran's ability to launch missiles at Israel or sustain its regional aggression in the near future. In an interview with Israel's 103 FM, as reported by the Jerusalem Post, Marom analyzed the ripple effects of the Iranian unrest, calling it a significant disruption to the regime's military readiness and command structure. Marom also delved into the broader geopolitical climate, discussing how the domestic unrest could reshape Iran's influence in the Middle East and determine the country's long-term future both politically and militarily. Eliezer Marom said, quote, "Most of their missiles use liquid fuel, and you cannot launch them from underground depots. They have to move into the field, and that requires a fairly large convoy, including launchers and significant quantities of fuel. It is hard to move without encountering flashpoints. It then becomes difficult to launch from open areas. This makes it easier for the Americans to act on the matter. They will certainly want to launch toward U.S. military bases in the Middle East. It is possible that the current regime falls and is replaced by one led by the Revolutionary Guards. After a regime collapse, there is always chaos, especially when no single leader unites the rebels. The Crown Prince is not exactly the leader of this revolution. It's not like with Khamenei, when power was immediately transferred to him. That is not happening. Consider how much weaponry and how many capabilities Iran has that endanger us. I'm not sure we're heading toward a regime that is all sweetness and light, a full democracy, and so on. It's not clear whether the regime will fall, but if it does, it may resemble Syria. We need to ensure that large quantities of weapons don't fall into the hands of those who might emerge as the sole rulers. I don't think action is imminent. We know Trump. He threatened Hamas, and nothing happened. In Venezuela, too, the situation remains unresolved. He moved Maduro from his place, but not a single American is in Venezuela right now. Israel will not allow any monster to develop beyond its borders. That's how we operate in Lebanon, Syria, and Gaza. In the broader context, if we are to confront Iran, it would be better to first deal with Lebanon, and only afterward with Iran. Behind the scenes, a storm is raging that no one is paying attention to, that is, the global struggle over oil. What happened in Caracas is part of that battle. It started in Venezuela and continued with Iran's shadow fleet. The Americans are increasingly seizing tankers flying the Russian flag." Unquote. For its part, Israel is said to be actively weighing potential military action against Iran, particularly over Tehran's expanding ballistic missile program and continued weapons testing despite international sanctions. During last year's 12-day conflict, Iran stunned both Israel and the United States by launching a massive missile barrage, firing hundreds of projectiles that caught defense systems off guard and tested Israel's air defenses to the limit. Those missiles struck several sensitive targets inside Israel's major cities, including military depots and infrastructure hubs, causing widespread alarm and substantial physical damage across strategic areas. Inside Tehran, anger has reached boiling point. The Iranian parliament recently erupted in chants condemning both the United States and Israel, accusing them of inciting and financing the nationwide protests. Soon after, the Speaker of Iran's parliament issued a dramatic warning, claiming that U.S. military bases across the Middle East, along with key sites within Israel, would be primary targets if outside powers interfered further.
But the enemy did not stop after the 12-day war and started a terrorist warfare from within the country. They had prepared this from before. The plan was to win the military war and do the same from within the country. Because the war failed, this move abortive. But they restated the war, and by taking advantage of the rightful demand of the people, ride the wave and committed all these crimes, and in fact entered a terrorist warfare. I also have an advice for the delusional President of the United States. Be careful that the advice you are receiving about attacking Iran are the same as the ones who told you that Mashhad has fallen. Therefore, so that you are not miscalculating, know that in case of an attack on Iran, the occupied lands Israel as well as U.S. military bases in the region will be our legitimate targets. And with all these clear confessions that you made about invading Iran, we will not limit ourselves to a reaction. We will act based on signs of threats. It was necessary to say this to you and all your allies in the region to avoid miscalculation, otherwise it'll be too late to regret.
Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has once again reiterated his threats to intervene militarily in Iran, following reports of a sharp rise in the death toll from the regime's crackdown on protesters. Trump hinted that Iran's leadership may have finally crossed what he calls his red line, suggesting that the US response could shift from sanctions and statements to direct action on the ground. His remarks came after human rights activists reported that the number of people killed in Iran's crackdown had crossed 500, a figure that has intensified global outrage and added new urgency to the crisis.
At least 538 people have been killed in a security force crackdown on nationwide protests in Iran, and over 10,600 others have been detained. That's according to a US-based group known as the Human Rights Activist News Agency. This group has been accurate through multiple rounds of unrest in Iran in recent years, and they rely on activists on the ground inside of the Islamic Republic to cross-check figures to verify deaths and arrests take place. Now, it's incredibly difficult right now to understand the full picture of the ongoing crackdown and the demonstrations in Iran, which have been going on for more than 2 weeks now. The internet has been cut, and international phone calls are blocked from reaching telephones inside of Iran. The Iranian government also has provided no overall casualty figures. The Associated Press also has not been able to independently assess what the death toll is because of these restrictions. However, it follows many videos that we've seen over the last 2 weeks with the sound of gunfire in the streets in these protests. We've also seen videos that apparently show dead bodies. And the Human Rights Activist News Agency says the vast majority of those killed were protesters. There have been dozens of security force members killed as well. But all this shows that these protests are going to continue, are going to remain a major challenge for the Islamic Republic. And activists warn that this death toll may still rise even further.
Sir, on Iran, have they crossed your red line yet to trigger a response?
Well, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination.
Which options have you been briefed on? Are you meeting with senior officials?
I'm going to tell you the
Are you meeting with
Am I going to really, are you asking me to say what will they do, where will we attack, when, and at what angle will we attack from?
Are you
Who are
considering?
you with?
I'm with the U.S. White House TV pool. I'm wondering, are you being briefed on options?
Network are you with?
I'm with CNN, sir.
Why don't you just say I'm with CNN? She says I'm with the White House pool.
Yes.
And I say, what? You're with CNN. You're with
I'm with CNN,
you're
yeah.
with fake news.
Iran
Because
said
CNN is fake news.
Iran
Go ahead,
said
give me a question.
Can I ask how you're balancing and how you're deciding your response, the balance between helping protesters versus hindering them? Because I imagine that's a delicate balance to strike.
I mean, some of the protesters were killed through the stampeding. I mean, there's so many of them. And some were shot. We get a full report. I'm getting an hourly report, and we're going to make a determination.
Sir, the son of the disposed Shah and some military leaders are encouraging you to take action in Iran. Is that a serious option? And are those
People have been shot, and we're looking at it. Yeah, please.
Are you going to send Starlink to Iran, sir, to help the people in the ground with the internet blackout for more than 72 hours?
We're going to be talking about that. We may get the internet going, if that's
Are
possible.
you talking to Musk
We
about
may
it?
speak to Elon, because as you know, he's very good at that kind of thing. He's got a very good company. So we may speak to Elon Musk. And in fact, I'm going to call him as soon as I'm finished with you.
Just quickly, Iran said that they would consider military and commercial bases as legitimate targets if you struck. Are you concerned about...
If they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it.
Do you think
I have options that are so strong So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force.
I think Iran takes their threats seriously.
I think so. Don't you think so, CNN? Don't you think so? Wouldn't you say that they probably do at this point? After going through it for years with me, being hit, Soleimani, al-Baghdadi, the Iran nuclear threat wiped out, don't you think, and then you just had Venezuela, don't you think, she says, CNN, do you think they take your threat seriously? Wouldn't you say they do after all of the things we've done? What a stupid question.
Back on Iran, the Ayatollah said that he thinks that the protesters are trying to, quote, please you. Do you see it that way? What's your message to the Iranian people?
I don't know that they're trying to please me. They named a boulevard after me, but that's pretty pleasing. But I don't think they're trying to please. I think they just want peace. They want to have freedom. The protesters are after freedom. Iran has not allowed freedom for a long time. And the protesters, I don't think they're trying to appease me. They're trying to get somebody to help them. They're under siege. And now it looks like they're being shot, which is a very bad thing.
Is the administration in contact with the Iranian opposition leaders as this is unfolding?
Yeah.
What's the message to them?
Yeah. You're going to find out pretty soon.
Is that something willingness from Iran to engage diplomatically with you or perhaps negotiate on their nuclear program?
With Iran?
Yeah, do you think they want to engage diplomatically with you?
They do. They called
They called you? Is it still
yesterday.
an option? Is it still an option?
Iran called to negotiate.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. The leaders of Iran called. They want to negotiate. I think they're tired of being beat up by the United States.
Are you sharing any details on that call?
Iran wants to negotiate, yes.
Negotiate what?
We may meet with them. I mean, a meeting is being set up. But we may have to act because of what's happening before the meeting.
Right.
But a meeting is being set up. Iran called. They want to negotiate. Thank you very much, everybody.